Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I'm Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. Teri, Angel, and I are bringing you our live meditation for today. On Sundays, we come in and we do a silent meditation, which means that Teri and I go off screen. We meditate together. We invite you to meditate along with us. After 25 minutes or so, we come back on and we share with you what we experienced. And there's always something, there's always some big message that Spirit is sharing with us. So, Teri, Angel, good morning.
Good morning, Ruth, and good morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this silent meditation today.
So, we're going to go off screen now. We'll see you in 25 minutes. Thanks for being here.
Welcome back, everyone. I really hope and trust that you went into your hearts while that music was playing, just as Ruth and I did, and you allowed Spirit to speak to you through your connection with your divine self. As we sat together today, we talked about changes. Life is all about changes, and right now, Spirit is guiding many of us to look at what's going on in our life and look at the changes that are happening. And sometimes when we feel like there's a restriction on us, when we feel like there's limits, we resist. And so, what Spirit wants us to do is stop resisting and start going with the flow of energy, because sometimes those restrictions stop us from continuing something that's no longer working for us and start examining new ways of doing things. So today there was a lot that came up about clarity. And how do we get that clarity? Well, one way is just what we just did, sit in meditation. And Spirit encourages us all to meditate daily, that daily time with yourself, with your higher self, with your spiritual team, whatever that looks like. It may be angels, it may be ancestors, it may be just you sitting in the energy of the Creator and just asking, what do I need to know right now? What do I need to understand a little better? I encourage you to connect with Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is the angel that brings us that clarity. And many times he uses water. So water will help cleanse and help you to get that better view of what might be in your way, what might be blocking you from seeing around that corner to that miracle that's sitting there, just waiting for you to see it. So, Ruth, I know that you've done a lot of reflection lately. I know that there's a lot coming up for you. And I think Gabriel is really pouring buckets of water and helping you to just immerse yourself in that energy of asking for the clarity.
Thank you, Teri, for all that. Michelle Landers was on Enlightened World Network the other day, October 1st, to be exact, bringing in the forecast for the new month. And so we talked about the 9 energy and how 9 is closing of certain things and preparing to open new things. And one of the things that I realized in my own life is just technology wise, having situation with Facebook where they're not letting me do the things that I used to be able to do. And the message that I got this morning with Teri is, it's like Facebook is giving me a message that what you've been doing is not working any longer. And I just encourage all of you to be thinking, is there something in your life that you've been treating something the same way and it's just not working anymore? And is it time for a change? Is it time to do what Teri and I were calling rewriting the contract, and knowing that cycles in life come in 9 years? There may be something in your life that you've been doing the same way for 9 years or so. And maybe it's time to re-look at how you're doing that. And what I was seeing was rewriting my contract with my body, rewriting my contract with my home, and rewriting my contract with my walk with Spirit, and all in a great way. I'm not divorcing anybody. I'm not moving out. I mean, it's not like that. But it's just rewriting those contracts. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to the healing pool. And I'm going to spend time there. And I know a lot of you have been to the healing pool with us. And if you're interested, just go to YouTube on Enlightened World Network and type in healing pool, and you can do some of the meditations with us. But those are the areas that I am going to be rewriting my contract with myself. And we'll see what that looks like. But I'm excited about it. And, it was interesting, Teri, just watching myself. You called it cocoon, which was really cocooning, which was really generous. But to me, it felt like inertia. And I think you're right that it was going inward and really just trying to figure out. And as you said, when what is it, the cocoons, a caterpillar cocoons, and it turns to that mushy stage of blah. And if you were to open it up, you'd go, oh my gosh, what is that mess? But it's by staying in that cocooning place and putting that energy inward to allow the transformation to happen, that you do rise out of it in a stronger, more amazing format. And that's what I feel like I'm going through right now, is rewriting the contracts, being in the cocoon, and excited to see what rolls out.
Yeah. And remember that when you're in that cocoon state, you're very vulnerable. Nothing feels the same. Everything is in constant change.
Right.
And life is about change. We don't stay the same from day to day. It is change. But many times we just ignore those changes that are happening. We don't look to see what the message is or how we're changing. As we're growing in the human form, we can take note of those changes. We know we're getting taller, maybe more muscles or whatever as we grow. But when we're in the adult stage and we're just going along, we don't really pay a lot of attention to the little details. But sometimes it's those little details that are so important in our growth. So it is a time for all of us to get vulnerable, to get raw and real, and say, okay, what am I doing here? What am I thinking? What's going on? And just take that pause. That's what a cocoon is. It's just a pause in everything for that mush, as you said, to take some form. And that's what will happen when we start letting everything come to us. It will take form, and you will be that beautiful butterfly with the wings that just float up above and see all the beauty of the world. So we encourage you to take time, and whatever you need to do, if you need to go into the healing pool, if you need to seclude yourself and just go be by yourself for a bit, that's an amazing thing to do, just to shut out the distractions and allow yourself to become very focused on you. You're important. You matter. And when you spend that time alone with Spirit, you'll get that confirmation from Spirit of how much you matter. We care about you all.
Yeah, that's sweet, Teri. And I think for me, and maybe some of you guys do the same thing, I don't pay that much attention to how I'm feeling about something because I'm usually feeling just fine, right? I just don't pay any attention to it. But when the universe is going, okay, we're going to do this cocooning thing because we're preparing for something that's going to be different for you, then it felt like the rug was being pulled out from under my feet. And then I'm going, oh, wait, now I'm paying attention to how I'm feeling about things. Well, how am I feeling? Well, it feels off. Well, what do you mean it feels off? It never feels off. What do you mean it feels off? And so I was doing a lot of this. Oh, there must be something wrong with me because I don't feel like I normally feel. As a matter of fact, it doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel high vibrational and it feels like I'm stuck in it. And so there was a whole lot of looking at myself. Why don't I feel like I normally feel? And then that starts this whole other cycle. And it's like, okay, something big is brewing here because this ain't normal. Yeah. And then the other thing you do is you look at your friends and you look at your colleagues and you go, well, they're not going through that. So what's the matter with me that I'm going through this thing? And we all are on our different cycles of growth. And thank goodness Teri is not in the same place I am right now, because she is, and for me, this has only been going on for 2 weeks, right? So it's not like, but I look at Teri and I go, okay, Teri's walking her walk and she's moving forward and she's doing the things that she's supposed to be doing. It's like the geese, when they say that, the geese is in the front and they're leading. And then when they're tired, they fall back and then somebody else steps forward. And thank goodness that all the geese don't get tired at once.
Yeah.
There's a reason that they shift and they take turns. And I think we're all on our own different cycles of where we are in putting out or taking in. So, yeah, I think just a lot of self-awareness of, oh, I guess that's what I'm going through. And to finally have the words for it this morning of you need to rewrite your contracts is I'm so excited about that because it all makes sense now. So I'm excited.
Good, good. Because that will help you get more clarity when we raise our vibration to that excitement. And, sometimes music can help us do that, but many times it's getting that thought that, oh, that's what I need to do right now. And then you have a focus area. Then you can start working on it and listening more intently to the guidance. So I'm excited for you, Ruth, and I'm excited for what's going to come forward after that time, just sitting with it and knowing very clearly what that direction is going to be.
Right. I do believe, friends, that part of this is going to be taking the shows from Enlightened World Network, keeping them video like they are, but also branching out and including them in the MP3 format. So on Google Play and, Apple, whatever. So branching out. I know that that's going to be part of it. So, and also the work with Come Celebrate Me Home that Teri and I are doing, that's part of it too. So yeah, looking forward to seeing where this goes, but just be gentle with yourselves. If you are feeling off, if you're feeling like, wow, something just feels different, don't try to numb yourself from it. Don't try to talk yourself out of it. Maybe just realize, wow, this is just part of a natural cycle. And we'll see where it goes. I think that's the message today.
I think it is, and a beautiful message. So we encourage all of you to just see if this resonates with you. See if maybe there's some time that's needed for you to sit alone and figure it out. Go to the healing pool. I highly recommend that. And you can find, I think, many meditations on Enlightened World Network on YouTube of going to the healing pool. It's a great way to start.
Absolutely. Well, so much love to each and every one of you, wherever you are in your cycles of growth and learning. And that's what we're all here for. We are all just being spiritual beings in physical bodies, learning and growing together. It's the spiritual transformation, and we tend to do it out loud. Don't we?
Absolutely. Every minute. Well, thank you all for tuning in today. And thank you, Ruth, for this time that we have together. It's very special to me. I appreciate you.
I know. I love you dearly, Teri. All right, friends.